Yopo, welcome to another episode of Into Life with MightyFan. And no vehicle vlog this weekend as I thought. I actually took out the Mini Cooper whenever I did my rounds, and it's not exactly. I don't have anything set up for the camera in there as I do with the Jeep. And so obviously I didn't do a vehicle vlog. I also didn't go. I thought I would go to the movies and see the new Flash movie, but that didn't happen. I just ran and did other errands, and it's been so hot and muggy out. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go back home. So I probably just wait till the new Flash movie hits Max and just watch it there. Um, whenever that comes out, probably within a month or so. That's how it usually works with these movies, anyhow. Um, but at any rate, so I'm just doing a sit down vlog today. So couple things I wanted to touch on, a couple pickups here. I do want to do a review for one of the new Mountain Dews that came out as well. I was able to find both of the new um, flavors, I guess, the summer flavors at Royal Farms yesterday. So I'm gonna review one of them today, and couple topics, and then that'll probably be about it. So let's get into the pickups first. And I did. I was at Target yesterday, and I wanted to vlog in there, and there was just too many people, and I'm like, and instead of vlogging, because I wanted to show a few things in there, but as soon as I wanted, I pulled the camera out to get the video ready. One of the person who was at the end of the aisle actually ended up coming over basically to where I was to look at some stuff, and I'm like, okay. And I was kind of waiting for them to leave, and they were kind of just dawdling there, so I'm like, yeah, this isn't going to happen today. So, there was some interesting stuff. I did pick up something from Target, and I'll talk about that once I get there. But let's get to the hats first, because why not? And in the vein of how many Oriole hats do you need? There was a couple more here. So this was actually found at Ross today. So I went to Ross to pick up some socks, and or as Adam would say, socks. And I went. Shout out to Adam. Be seeing him in a week. And I did see actually last night one of Hustler Hack's brand new videos, and he was at various Rosses finding various different things, and they had some MLB batting practice hats and some different stuff. Of course, he found jerseys because he always finds jerseys. It's like those Rosses there, wherever he's from, is like Jersey Central. You find jerseys there. I actually saw a few jerseys at the Ross I went to today, though, but they were players, NFL jerseys of players that weren't with the team anymore. I think like Jones Cardinals. I almost picked it up because it was a Ionitis Commanders jersey, and he's Temple Tough. So I almost got that just for the Temple connection, and I don't have a Commanders jersey, so I didn't. I'm like, yeah, how often am I really going to wear this? Of course, I'm not going to wear it during football season because they're an NFC East rival, and also, yeah, I passed on that. But I didn't pass on this because it just you always need Oriole hats, So I got they had a couple of these flex fit hats, and this is one that I've kind of been meaning to get anyhow because it goes with all the different Oriole jerseys, and it's a flex fit, and it's floppy, foldy. It's that kind of old school. It's a new one, but somewhat old school style to it. So okay, and you have the Orioles on the back. So there you go. Um, there it is. I think it was like $7 or $8, whatever. They had a couple. They also had some stuff that just wasn't my size, so wasn't going to worry about that. But was happy to see some decent stuff, at one of my local Rosses, which are very hit or miss, and I really would like to do more, Ross vlogs or TJ Maxx or Burlington vlogs, like I did once before, because they're fun. But it just kind of depends. You might catch a day where there's less people in there, maybe easier to vlog in there. You might catch a day where there's more people, plus you got the music playing overhead for the copyright crap, So it's like there's only so much you can do sometimes. But obviously I didn't vlog in there today. But I almost did at Target yesterday. I would like to do some more stuff at Target because they always have some interesting stuff in there. But this next one here. This was a Lids exclusive. So they did the Jersey Script set, and I think they're still pumping some out. I think an Angels one came out yesterday and sold out like right away. But this one I jumped on right away because of course, I mean, how many? You need more. So we got the Orioles here. I really like this. I like the jersey front, look of it. And of course it does have that patch from, celebrating their 83 World Series, 30th anniversary of that. And unfortunately it was against my Phillies. But, it is what it is. It's a nice hat. It's a clean hat. I love the orange and black two-tone to it. That patch just pops on it. The green under, which gives it that classic look, that Kelly green under. And the inside kind of has a little pattern there of like the trim of those pullover jerseys from, the 80s that the Orioles wore, the orange pullover jerseys, because the trim of the neck and the sleeves had that kind of look to it. So that's kind of cool that they added that to it too. You do have a flat batterman on the back. You have the black squatchy, the tonal eyelids to the orange, which I like too. I think they really hit this one out of the park. It's a clean hat. The New Era logo is also tonal on there, so it kind of blends into that orange, which is nice. It has a vintage look to it, a vintage feel to it. I think they really did a nice job with the set as a whole. There's still a couple others I want to get. I kind of want to get that White Sox one because it goes with my Dick Allen White Sox home jersey. I have a hat to go with the road jersey, but the home one, there's a hat for that too. So, that's probably going to be next on the old hit list for this set. There's a few other nice ones. Some of them have already pretty much sold out, various sizes. It is what it is. Some are still around. Some are sold out. It is what it is with hats. You just never know. Sometimes you have to jump on something a little quick. Sometimes it's like it's okay. You can kind of let it sit there for a bit. It's not like it was during the COVID time where you had to jump on a hat right away because every hat was moving at light speed. But now it's a little better. So, which I like. I'm glad I don't have to, move on these, on all these various hats. Like feel at least like I have to move on them like that. Otherwise, they're going to be gone. So. And last but not least for the pickups, this is a different kind of pickup. But if you remember in a video I did some time ago, probably over a month, maybe almost 2 months ago now, where I did actually film at Target, and they had that set of figures from the Indiana Jones movies, and they didn't have Indy. And they said, if they had an Indy, it would come home with me. Well, they had an Indy this time, so I grabbed it. It's actually Indiana Jones from the Temple of Doom, which is my favorite Indiana Jones movie of the 4 so far, and I will be seeing the 5th one. I think it's kind of cool, just a nice little figure there, nice little tchotchke from the movie. So it also has an action ability too. It can do an action move, as you can see right there. Right, it's showing you can do it. So towards the end of Temple of Doom, he's on a rope bridge, and he has to cut the bridge. He has a machete, and he has to cut the bridge. And so that's basically what this is kind of from. What this, I guess, what you would say. What's the figure really supposed to be representing in that movie? Well, with the machete, that's pretty much what it represents towards the end of it, where he had to cut the bridge. And so very cool. Nice little picture there of Harrison as Indiana Jones on the card. So that's very cool. And on the back, you could also find Short Round if you want. And Short Round was not in the target, but shout out to the actor because he did win an Oscar earlier in the year. Of course, the actor who debuted in the Temple of Doom as Short Round many years later wins an Oscar for his performance in another movie. Very cool, very cool. So this was a nice little item. Nice little item. Indiana Jones representing the figure representing Indy from the Temple of Doom. And I thought it was also kind of ironic. One of the channels was doing an Indiana Jones marathon yesterday, and I was watching a bit of Temple of Doom before I left for my Target run, and lo and behold, there it is, right? So it was like it was meant to be. It was like a sign, right? But I am a fan of the Indiana Jones series. Like I said, Temple of Doom is probably my favorite, partly because it takes place in India. A large part of the movie takes place in India, and that's where I have family. My mother's side of the family's from India, so that's pretty cool. And I just like the just how that movie kind of flowed, and a lot of the sights and the look of the movie was very cool. And I'd probably have to say after that would probably have to be it would probably have to be The Last Crusade would be my second favorite in the series because I thought that Sean Connery was like the perfect father, figure in the played the perfect character role for Indy. And then Raiders, and then probably fourth would be the Crystal Skull. I just feel that like Crystal Skull, it's almost like they didn't quite know what to do with the finish of the movie. So we're gonna have aliens in it. All right, this is where we're going. That did take place in the 50s, so I mean, it is what it is. But I do look forward to seeing the new one. Based off of, and you never can always tell by the previews, but based off the previews, it looks like it's pretty cool. It's almost like it kind of went back to some of the roots, with the Indiana Jones franchise. So it's going to be kind of cool, to see good old Harrison, put on that whip and had just one more time. I don't know if anything's going to be made of his son, the Shia LaBeouf character from the Crystal Skull or not, but because he was supposed to take up the mantle, but obviously that didn't happen. But it's still cool. Like I said, I'm a sucker for some of that older stuff. Some of those movies from the 80s. Ghostbusters is always going to be my favorite, but a lot of that kind of genre, up to current day. And what do the Death Star and Jaws have in common? There's always a way to blow them up. There's always a way to blow them up at the end, right? So anyhow, that's pretty much it. But like I said, I did want to film in Target yesterday. It just that aisle got kind of crowded. It was the where they had the figures because I saw some cool things in there. They had a die cast of the car from Christine from the Stephen King novel movie. But it was different because the car was totally smoked up and ashed up from the scene where it catches fire, and everything happens there, and it goes back in the garage, and basically from like the scene where it's sitting in the garage, all burned up and everything. That's what the car was, and I thought that's something different. You don't see that every day, so I did want to film that. There were some other things that I wanted to film in Target too, but it just wasn't meant to be. But that was cool. The other thing I thought was kind of cool, and if I do go there again and it's still there, I want to show it. They had like I don't know if anyone remembers Micro Machines. They were very small, like toy cars and trucks, and everything was very minute. So basically back in, I guess, the late 80s into the 90s, these were really popular from my youth. I used to have quite a few of them growing up. And they made basically a Micro Machine version of the house from Fast and Furious. They had a little house with all the cars, basically in the packet, and this like Micro Machine version of the house, which has blown up a few times actually in the series. It's like the Death Star in Jaws. It blows up. No, but I thought that would be kind of cool to show too. But best laid plans, just wasn't meant to be. But I think they even had like the barbecue set at the back of the house. Is that such a big part of the movie series? Is that house and them having barbecues and whatnot there, family. I had all planned out like how do you hold family in your hand, and I was gonna show with the Fast and Furious house, but wasn't meant to be. Um, but other than that, nothing much has really been crazy been going on. I did go to the Phillies game, well, part of it the other night, the Friday night. It was raining just on and off. I had a couple of friends with me, and they we all kind of made a decision. All right, let's just make our way out. The Phillies were winning, and they ended up winning the game 5-1. In fact, they haven't lost a game that I've been to this season. I have my towel over there. I probably shouldn't have thrown this jersey on, but I figured, what the heck, I will. I got my road gray, vintage, authentic Albert Bell. Now, of course, back then it would be, and it would be correct to say for this one, the Indians jersey. Of course, now they're not anymore, but no, goodness. So it is humid out, and I still have not put the AC on in the house. I didn't really think I had to today. It was not too bad, but I think I'm going to give it the first run tomorrow. Just to make sure you have a day with it. It is going to be kind of hot. It's going to be almost touching 90 tomorrow, and make sure everything's working correctly and all. So kind of have a day just to run it, and all. But no, I got the Albert Bell Road jersey on for this video, and part of the reason I'm wearing it is because one of the things I saw it yesterday morning, and it just kind of bugged me, and it reminded me about one of the things I don't like about YouTube, and that's like clickbait. A lot of times you'll see the image of the video, like the main title image basically when you click on a video. And mine are always very generic. I usually can't control. It's like it kind of picks like a scene or something, and okay, this is going to be your title image. Sometimes, I do have the YouTube, creator, and I can pick a few other scenes or just put in my own. And but yeah, clickbait. So obviously it's gone on for a long time on YouTube. There's nothing new about it, but you're seeing that in Jersey, videos too. And there was one content creator who really, I just kind of, every now and then I'll do a search for Jersey video or something like that, just a Jersey collection, I should say, just to see if there's anyone new putting some content out there, any other members of our community, new who really maybe not haven't got on YouTube so far, maybe they're starting now, just a way just to kind of see, okay, what's going on today, what else is out there, obviously. A lot of the fellas who have been doing this for years with me, I'm subscribed to them, so every time they put up a vid, I see it. It comes up in my feed. But obviously, just to see, is there any others out there putting out Jersey vids and such, right? So every now and then, I'd probably do it once every few weeks or so, just to see, what else is out there. And I came across one video where the content creator, who actually does mainly just a lot of stuff about, sports, like sports news, different stuff like that, and more so than like jerseys and hats and whatever, that like pickups and stuff like that, the way you'll see in this channel for the most part, right? But I think this particular vid, he was celebrating like 55 55K subs or something like that. I forget exactly, but it was something along those lines. And you had an image of him holding up a couple jerseys, and he's a Dolphins fan, so he was wearing his Tua jersey, and he had two other jerseys in the hand. And the picture behind him was of a couple racks of baseball jerseys, and like vintage, authentic baseball jerseys. Like you saw a lot of, a couple sleeves with the Chief Wahoo on there. You saw a Giants jersey. There was the other rack. It looked like the racks were kind of coming together like that. And I'm like, okay, well, all right, maybe he has a bunch of vintage baseball. I'll definitely take a look at that. So obviously the clickbait got me. But so anyhow, I'm like watching this video, and he's showing the jerseys one by one, and they're all, whatever, Nike football jerseys, some basketball, some hockey, and then he did baseball, and it was only two Yankee jerseys. And it was, I think, Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton. And I'm like sitting there, and already I know there's not going to be any other jerseys, because by the time he got to the baseball, it was like almost the end of the video, and I'm sitting there going, oh, you got to be kidding me. And I don't see the point. I've seen other people do this when they post a video, and it's like my jersey collection. And the main image of the video, the title image, is like a bunch of jerseys. And then what they're showing is nothing of those jerseys that you see as the title. Maybe they have like a bunch of Mitchell and Ness jerseys or something, and then they're showing like Nike jerseys. And in some cases there's like fake jerseys they're showing, and they're trying to, promote the site that they got the fake jersey from. Now, obviously, they don't know. They're not, most of them are not part of our group, on Facebook. They're not, diehards like we are. It's not what they do. They're just trying to get some cheap stuff, and it is what it is for them, right? But, the promotion of the video, basically why you're clicking on it is because you're seeing these, like, authentic Mitchell and Ness, or in this case, there was, like, the image of the two racks of old, vintage baseball jerseys. It wasn't my jerseys. I would have been pissed then. But, whatever it is. And it's like, dude, like, if first of all, if you're going to put a video up and you're going to say, my jersey collection, and the main image, the image of the video, is of jerseys that don't belong to you, that have nothing to do with your collection. I get it's clickbait, and it works, right? I clicked on that one guy's video. But it makes no sense. It's like, these don't belong to you. They have nothing to do with your collection. So, the main picture should be part of your collection. Are you holding up a jersey that's your collection, right? And I'll say this right now. If I ever show any of my title screens, if you see jerseys on the title screen, even if it isn't jerseys I'm showing exactly for that particular video, you can rest assured they're my jerseys. If you see like a rack of jerseys as like the title picture image of a video, and it's like a Z-bottom rack of jerseys, they're mine. If I show you like if there's vintage baseball jerseys or Mitchell and Ness jerseys or any other jerseys, Nike jerseys, what have you, if I use an image of jerseys as my title image of the video, they're part of my collection. If I make a video where it says my vintage baseball collection, and you see a bunch of jerseys, like a rack of baseball jerseys, it's mine. I'm not going to be one. I'm going to try to promote my collection with a picture that has nothing to do with me. It doesn't make any sense. And I see it a lot. And when you do a search for jersey collection, you'll see these videos, and the title picture is just a collage of jerseys that have nothing to do with what the person is showing in their video. In this case, this guy with the 55 subs or whatever, 55K subs, thank you, I'm showing my jerseys. And yeah, you see an image of him holding two of his jerseys, but the image behind him He doesn't own any of them. And it's like, well, what was that about? And I get it, it's clickbait. It's probably why he has 55, because obviously he's doing something that people like. Now, he seemed like a very over-caffeinated person. I mean, I think he had a couple Red Bulls before he made this video, because he was really bouncing off the walls, but that's probably part of the charm of this guy. I didn't stop. Seeing the image of the baseball jerseys and none of them belonging to him, maybe, all right, I'm not going to sub to this guy because, that's very misleading. As the Phillies go behind 2-1 against the Mets. We need to win this damn series against the Mets. We need to win a series against the Mets stink. They stink. We got to win a series against this team. Anyhow, I digress from that. And, of course, it's Alonso that gets of course, polar bear. But anyhow, I digress from that. But I just wanted to touch on that. I've seen it before. I've never really said anything in a video before, but this one was like, this is you see it enough, and then you see it this time, and it's like, and I should have known better. I should have known not to click, because the video was like a maybe 8-minute long video. So usually, you're probably not going to show that much stuff in 8 minutes. But I'm like, well, I mean, maybe he has some vintage stuff. He's going to show it. No. So I don't get it. I know it's a tactic. It's a way to get views on your channel with your videos. It's a way. It's like it's a way to do that. It's clickbait. It drives up the views and everything. I get that. There's a lot of little tricks that people use. I'm not monetized. I won't be. It's just I want to keep my channel just simple, bare boned as it can be. That's just how I operate. So I'm not going to try little tricks and this and that to try to get people to view, to increase this. No, because what I've done since 2009, here on YouTube, it's basically the way my channel has been, and it's the way it's going to be. I know my most viewed videos, I mean, ironically, is the videos where I was showing the collection. When I was showing, one video was a rack, another video was another rack of the jerseys, right? And I think one of the most watched videos that I have on YouTube is when I was showing all the current run Mitchell & Ness when I had that rack. When I was upstairs during the pandemic, and I was basically cataloging my collection at the time. It's since grown. But the up-to-date, I probably shouldn't have worn a jersey for this. The up-to-date, collection. And my most viewed video, and it's like up to 20,000, whatever it is, 21,000 views, at least last checked, was when I was showing the current run China, Vietnam run Mitchell & Ness basketball jerseys. And I guess that just got in the algorithm of YouTube. It must be a video that gets recommended a lot for people who do searches or watch similar videos and whatnot. And look, I'm happy about that. People have enjoyed that video. People enjoyed that series. They really like to see all the jerseys, and one by one I was showing them, front and back and little details and but that one video of that series with me showing the Z bottom rack of current run Mitchell & Ness stuff got pretty big. It kind of went viral a little bit. Maybe not to the level of some of these other videos, do for other people, but yeah, I mean, it was pretty crazy, looking at that on my, in my video history here on the channel. I'm like, oh my God, that one went pretty crazy. I still get comments and whatever for it today, and I put that video out some years ago, 2020, I believe it was when I made that video, and I'm happy about that. People have found a lot of joy from seeing those videos, and I'm happy it, what I did, brought joy and interest to people in looking at the channel and seeing the jerseys and the collection. And I'm glad that it did as well as it did. I had no idea when I was making those videos. I was basically almost kind of making them just a way to catalog what I had at the time, and they just caught wildfire. So obviously, if it's a collection video, they're gonna do well. People want to see it because you're showing a lot of stuff. But again, I say that to say this: if I ever do it again, and you see like I used an image of a rack of jerseys as the title image, they're my jerseys. I'm not going to Google search, image search, and finding a picture of jerseys on a rack and say, oh, here it is, here's my jerseys, when they're not my jerseys. No. You're not going to get false advertisement from MightyFan. That's not what I do. I know the one video I used, what was it, the Rocky Mountains. Obviously, I don't own the Rocky Mountains, but the video had to do with Colorado jerseys, so I used that. I used the one image of foxes arguing because I like foxes, and I was complaining about hat clubs, so I figured I would just use that for fun. But most of the time when you see my front, image for the video, it's most of the time it's me. But if it is some generic jersey rack or jerseys or whatever, they're my stuff. They're in my collection, so I'm not going to, do something for clickbait, to get people to, oh, look at this, a whole collection of Barry Bonds jerseys. And the video is about, throwback baseball, and there's not one Barry Bonds jersey in the video. No. That's never going to happen, okay? That's never going to happen, rest assured. So anyhow, I just wanted to get that off my chest. People are going to do what they're going to do. I'm not going to police what people want to do. It's not my job to do that. I'm on YouTube just as anyone else. Just for, for me, it's not for a job. For me, it's just fun. Like I said, I'm not monetized. I'm not going to do anything to get money. I know there's now commercials in my videos or whatever. To me, I do this for fun because it's something I enjoy. It brings enjoyment to other people, and that's wonderful. People have let me to be a part of their lives, doing this In the Life series. And I'm happy about that. I'm happy that what I've done, brings joy to other people. It certainly does for me. In a way, sometimes it's nice to get little things off my chest and whatnot. I mean, look, it's just me here, Well, I mean, Festive's over there, but it's just... it's just me. So sometimes I'll use YouTube. I'll use the camera, as a way to kind of do that, to communicate. Communication's always been important to me. So, having an avenue like YouTube to be able to do that, to be able to bring content is a great thing. And I think it's a wonderful platform that anyone can use for whatever you want to use it for. But I just think there's a lot of people that just do little things that kind of just get the views and and listen, they're doing it so they make money, and it makes sense for whatever. If they have to do it that way, if they feel that's a way to do it, then they're going to do it. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, this is how you do it and how you don't. I'll tell you how I'm not going to do it, and I'm not going to do that kind of ploy to get people to watch my vids because it's unhonest. It's dishonest, I should say, for me. I keep it a buck, as I always say, right on this channel. So it's one of those little things I noticed yesterday, and it annoyed me, and I thought I'd bring it up here on today's vlog. I need a drink, so we're gonna get into this. Oh, good, the Phillies tied it. We're gonna get into this soda here. We're gonna get into this Mountain Dew. All right, people should know by now I do enjoy my Mountain Dews. So this is one of the new flavors for 2023 summer. It's a purple Mountain Dew. Look at that. It is called it's one of the Baja. So they brought Baja. They brought a few new flavors of Baja, and I've also noticed that Baja is coming in. Normally, you can only get it at Taco Bell. There was a time that I was getting it in cans at the store. Now they brought it back in bottles, and you can find it at like your local Wawa or Sheetz or whatever you have in your area, 7-Eleven. Here it's Wawa, it's the big one. Or Royal Farms, or what have you, right? Convenience stores, right? I probably at Target, probably at Walmart, places like that too. You can probably find them. But Baja Passion Fruit Punch. So there's two new Bajas this year. There's like some sort of other fruit punch one. It's a red Mountain Dew, which I have in the fridge still. And then there's this one, the purple one, the Baja Passion Fruit Punch. So this has been out for a little bit. I think at least a few weeks now. First time I found it. And you can actually enter for a chance to win a $500 Taco Bell gift card. Oh boy, that's a lot of tacos and burritos. That's not a good time. That might be a problem after a while. I do enjoy Taco Bell, but that might be a little too much Taco Bell. So let's give this a taste. Here's the first time I'm tasting this flavor, and yeah, I mean you can definitely smell the passion fruit in this. So let's. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like this more so than that patriotic one they put out not long ago. I like this. This is not. And I'm not a big like passion fruit. That kind of like normally I kind of I don't really need it, but because it's a new flavor, I wanted to try it, and I would definitely get this again. I would definitely get this again. Very refreshing. Baja Passion Fruit Punch. Now, I don't know if these are going to be at like Taco Bell as like an extra flavor with the regular Baja Blast or not, but I mean, I found them. I'm sure you can find them too if you look hard enough. I like it. I feel refreshed just now. I don't even need the towel right now. The hell with this. I I thought that was a very good flavor. Now obviously it's probably only going to be around limited time, summer, whatever. But sometimes some of these flavors hang around. If they do really well, I think they might even make them part of like their norm. I know what the Major Melon was one of them that did. The lemonade flavored one, I think that was another one that stuck around. I think that was only supposed to be like a summer flavor at one point, and that hung around. Obviously, way back when, Code Red, which is still my favorite one. Well, actually, Pitch Black is, but Code Red is like number 2, right behind it. So that was like the first one that like all you had was like the regular Mountain Dew, and then Code Red came along, and then that kind of changed the game. And then they started making different flavors because Code Red did so well, when it debuted a long time ago. And then they just started pumping them out, right? Doing different holiday ones, different seasonal ones, and I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for them. Every time there's a new flavor, I want to try it. I still think there's one flavor or two flavors out there at like places that I don't live in, areas I should say of the country that I don't live in that they have, and you might find like a little like this size bottle on Amazon, and the seller wants like $200 or whatever. I'm like, no. As much as I would like to try it, I think there's certain restaurants or something that do have it like as part of their fountain drink variety, different flavored Mountain Dew. But obviously it's nowhere near where I live, so I'll probably never be able to try it. I did try the Sweet Lightning, not during my trip to Maryland at KFC, and that was very good. That was a very good one too. That was a very good, almost like a pineapple-y flavored Mountain Dew, if I'm not mistaken. But it was very good. It was very good. And, like I said, Baja Blast is probably one of my favorites too. And that at one point was a Taco Bell, like, you can't find it anywhere else. And then they did put it out there a bit, and then they didn't. And now I think it is starting to circulate out there again, probably just for the summer. But that is a flavor that I wish they would just keep out with, like, the Code Red and the Major Melon and whatever, all those other ones that you can find readily at the store in cans or bottles, because that's certainly that's a favorite of mine. Baja Blast, the regular, the original one, is one of those that I just think goes so well with, obviously with Taco Bell food, but with some other foods too. I just think it's a perfect complement. And sometimes it's like, oh man, I wish I had a Baja Blast for this, for something I'm eating that night. But it is what it is. Anyhow, I've gone 40 minutes here. I am looking forward to this coming weekend for the big meetup at the Naismith at the Basketball Hall of Fame with, of course, Throwback King putting it on. And thank you so much, fam, for doing that. It's a great thing. Looking forward to that. Hoping Big Slim will be coming along. Nostalgia Boy, Adam, Mac, Resurrection, all the way from California, or as Arnold would say, California. There's actually a really nice documentary on Arnold Schwarzenegger on Netflix, and it does go into his whole when he became the governor of California. I always liked Arnold. I always liked those cheesy movies, those action-packed movies. But I'm a sucker. I love those type of movies. I always have from when I was younger. So that's a very cool documentary on him, and done. I think it was actually done by him. I think it's almost it is all in his words. They're basically interviewing him in his huge estate. But it's very well done. And so Rez will be there. I think we may have even gotten word that possibly the Jersey Jaguar will be coming from the Windy City, but we'll see. That might be like a surprise visit, right? And him and his outfits. So if he's there, we'll know. So, oh goodness, I hope I didn't leave anyone. King Leo, will be there from New York. He'll be there. So he's talking about outfits. He wants to put on a show on that court. He wants to, but I think the one thing King Leo needs to understand, yellow shorts ain't guarding you this time, buddy. All right? You'd have to watch his reels on Instagram when he does these every now and then where he's playing at wherever that is, the YMCA, wherever it is, and he's putting on this show, he's making shots, and there's this guy with the yellow shorts guarding it, and he just, King Leo just seems to burn him every time. So we'll see. I do hope to do some filming there. I really do. I know I say that, and then, you never know. You get caught up in the moments, and it never happens. But a few of us are hoping to do some video there. I know myself, Rez was talking about it. I don't know if Throwback King will too or not. I'm sure other people might put up some stuff. So rest assured, we hope to have some video. The last time when we got together there, we didn't do any video. There was just some pictures, but there was no video. The only video that got done was outside the hall, actually, after we had already done our stuff. And it was for one of Slim's videos. And we were all showing the Sixers shooting star Barkley jerseys that Mac did. So hopefully this time we can get some actual video of our athletic prowess. Maybe not so much athletic. I know for me it's just I'm just kind of hope that I just don't collapse and get through. I guess I just want one shot to go in this time. Just give me one. Give me one that goes in, and I'll feel like I walked out of there a winner this time. Regardless of whatever else happens that whole, I just want one to go in. And maybe it will get on video. You never know. Someone's got to document that. And that will be my role over and over again. I'll put that as the front of my videos every time. The one shot that went in for MightyFan. I have little goals. They're little. They're like a micro machine. But I hope to do. Anyhow, I know it's going to be a blast. I can't wait for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And again, thank you to Throwback King for putting this together and having us out there. It's gonna be a blast. Um, Anyhow, I'm just thinking if there was anything else I wanted to discuss. I guess not. I guess that's about it. I've went on about 45 minutes. I think that's long enough. Maybe some might say it's too long, but it's how my channel usually is, how my videos usually are. A lot of these vlogs can be. Like I said, going forward, though, I would like to do more stuff in store. I know sometimes it's a little tricky because of the music and the copyright violations and the. But I will try my best to do that. I would like to do some stuff, like I said, like some vlogs from Ross and TJ Maxx and those places, Burlington. I'd like to do some stuff at Target. I'd like to do more stuff in malls, but sometimes it can be tough. You know, like I said, sometimes there's a lot of people. It makes it a little tough too. But it is what it is. We're going to try to incorporate a little more of that into this channel where I can. And you know, going forward, I think that's what we'll try to accomplish. Also, obviously, the vehicle vlogs are going to see some more just pickup stuff or whatever from the homestead here. Going to see me like this sometimes, just sitting and chatting away. But whatever it is, I always appreciate all of the support by all of you. And what do you always got to do, right? You got to leave those thumbs up. You got to leave the thumbs up, right? Thumbs up, all the likes. You got to hit that subscribe button if you already haven't done so, and make sure to hit the bell icon so you're notified to all future content from yours truly. The next video might just be from the trip next weekend, from the Naismith and whatever else we're getting ourselves into. As long as none of us wind up in the hospital, that would be a good thing. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for watching it all, as always. You all take care, and I'm going to turn these lights out now so I can just cool things down a little more in here before the AC comes on tomorrow. All right, everyone. You all take care, and I'll see you in the next one.